I was nervous about watching Kpop Demon Hunters. I was expecting some sort of animated brain aneurysm, like the Bratz Babies or Barbie animations I watched with my kids nearly 2 decades ago. I was bracing myself for some low-grade derivative crap shat out from the Sony animation machine and smeared on screen waiting for hungry K-pop fans to eat it all up. But that's not what Kpop Demon Hunters is. It's a well-written, well-crafted film. The film opens with a voiceover, telling us that demons have always haunted our world, stealing our souls. Sorry, our souls.
Demons have always haunted our world, stealing our souls.
But brave heroes with voices able to counter the demons have protected us, their music creating a shield called the Honmoon, and modern K-pop group Huntrix is the current generation of musical heroes.
The world will know you as pop stars, but you will be much more than that. You will be hunters.
Their aim is to create the ultimate barrier to keep demons at bay, the Golden Honmoon, and that sets up the premise for a K-pop group being demon hunters, and also introduces a bit of Korean folklore. Huntrix find themselves battling against a new rival K-pop band, the boyband Saja Boys, who are actually demons and want to take over the world, and that starts by stealing Huntrix's fan base.
No, thank you. No. Not our fans.
Kpop Demon Hunters. It's refreshing. It's an original concept which sounds a bit hokey but serves the narrative well. Having a group of pop stars who fight demons with their song actually gives them a reason to perform, so bursting into song doesn't seem strange. The last time I saw a big studio musical which somehow felt different was the wonderfully meta and genre dissecting Enchanted, which was an excellent standalone film, until Disney had to go and make a sequel.
I'm angry.
Will there be a sequel to this? Possibly, but I hope not. Not because I think the film is poor, because I'd like to think it's clear that I don't think that. But this film shows that an original concept and talented team behind it can make something worth watching that stands out. So let's have more originality. Maggie Kang, who worked on several big animated features, including the Lego Ninjago movie and Kung Fu Panda 3 amongst others, wanted to create an animated film rooted in Korean heritage, working in Korean mythology, music and culture. She co-wrote and co-directed this film along with Chris Applehans, who had worked primarily as a concept artist and designer for other animated titles. To say Kang succeeded would be an understatement. Kpop Demon Hunters has been pretty universally celebrated and watched a kajillion times on Netflix, and because of Kang's desire to represent her own Korean culture and background, it has an authenticity to it. Those who aren't used to such manic levels of action in their animation may find it a bit overwhelming until you become attuned to it. Kpop Demon Hunters seems to appeal to multiple ages. Younger audiences may find this to be a gateway into K-pop, or have this bolster their existing fandom. Older kids and teens will no doubt love the irreverence and the teen feel to it, along with angsty themes. It is cutesy. The males have a chiseled look, the girls have a particular aesthetic. Let's not pretend this is progressive in the way it physically portrays people. It's very idealized in terms of beauty. But that's a big part of the genre. I watched a lot of Japanese animation when I was a teen. No, not that kind, although who doesn't love a good tentacle? And stylistic elements, which are core to anime, does include a particular body shape, which is slender and angular. But I feel that's more to do with hyper-expression, like with big eyes and exaggerated facial expressions, than enforcing a particular body image. Kpop Demon Hunters is simplistic but not shallow. It questions if you should be defined by the markings on your body that you have no control over. It explores insecurities and even touches on the pressures and problems of adhering to image ideals which aren't attainable. The film acknowledges the bonkers elements of obsessive fandom, simultaneously revealing how mental it is whilst concurrently celebrating it. This is a film which is completely aware how batshit crazy it is. It knows it's over the top, manic. It reveals some of the issues of obsessive fandom and the pressures of manufactured pop bands, the fickleness of management, relentless workloads, that underneath a carefully managed image, there's a group of actual human beings who are dragged out to perform like it's a human zoo. If performances and contracts are not met, there's always another set of fresh faces waiting to take the K-pop crown. The 3 female leads are likeable characters with depth. Once you get past the manic delivery and over-the-top anime style, you see that these are 3 performers with real-life pressures. I suppose we all have our own demons to battle. In this case, it's constantly being popular and relevant, having a management tier leeching off your success, and of course, battling actual demons.
Okay.
The character and costume design is excellent. Often animated or action hero type films maintain a set uniform, but here the outfits change regularly and each character feels individual and not boxed into a single one-line summary, the cute one, the quirky one, that sort of thing. The animation is gorgeous. The characters, as far as I can tell, are animated on 2s, so 12 frames per second, to give them that classic jittery animated look, with backgrounds animated at a normal 24 frames per second, so it's buttery smooth. The world this takes place in feels tangible. The textures and sounds and the overall look is beautiful. It's perhaps not as detailed as it seems, but it probably doesn't need to be, as the hyper-stylized characters contrast with the more typical backdrop. The concert scenes are particularly great. The animation of the characters moving to the beat really makes the most of that 12 FPS jitter, as the dancing limbs really snap to the beat in a hyper-realistic way. The laser lighting looks fab, and the sense of space is vast. The dance scenes wouldn't look out of place as part of the excellent Love, Death and Robots anthology on Netflix. Which brings me to the music. I'm not a K-pop person, but considering that this isn't a genre of music I would ever choose to listen to, the songs are catchy and work perfectly in the film. Tracks like Takedown and Golden are big pop numbers. Soda Pop is a catchy disposable song, which feels a bit naff, but deliberately naff. Soda Pop! I feel the introduction of the Saja Boys as an intentional mocking of the cute boy band image, with their perfect faces and insane hair. It uses tropes and steers into them, almost throwing a wink to the audience as if to say, yeah, we know it's a cliche, but it's funny, right? And then we see that under the manufactured image, there are actual people, even if they are demons. But maybe not all demons are bad. Actually, we come to realise that demons aren't just baddies, they are victims themselves of an authoritarian regime. Does the film have flaws? Yeah, although it has substance, it's not all that deep. And a demon hunter who's part demon, well, it seems unlikely she could have hidden it for so long. It is a bit cringe at times, but no more so than any other sentimental feature aimed at a younger audience. And what I find cringe, I'm sure many others will find adorable. My perspective isn't the correct one, it's just mine. It's not a masterpiece, but it's full of energy. It's never boring. The spectacle of seeing well-choreographed dancing always looks impressive. Once we get conflict within the group, it stops being all cutesy and the film develops depth. It's a fun K-pop film which has some substance. The characters are relatable and the whole thing feels original, and that's what I appreciate the most about this. I know it's an unpopular opinion and most will boo at me, but the whole Marvel thing is stale now. Disney is pumping out constant reboots, remakes and reworkings of the same IP to the extent that it's just taking the piss now, even making scene-by-scene remakes of animated classics in a different animated style, and they are animated. Don't call the new Lion King the live-action version, those aren't real f***ing lions. Anyway, Kpop Demon Hunters brings something new to the audience. Something which taps into the massive K-pop scene and adds to it with extra exposure to Korean culture, be it food, music, obviously, or language, making it mainstream to those who aren't into K-pop but enjoy a good animated film. Instead of appropriation of foreign culture, this feels like a healthy promotion of it. It's not bland, it's not a sequel or wringing out the dregs of an already bled-dry cinematic universe. It's visually interesting, and I really hope that Sony and other studios don't react to the success of this by trying to churn out more of the same. I hope they recognise that taking a chance on a standalone project with talented writers can provide something which feels like a unique addition to the pantheon of titles available on streaming platforms. Stand out by being different. I was worried this might have been derivative crap, but it isn't. So what is the take-home message from Kpop Demon Hunters? Well, it's a film about acceptance, accepting your own flaws. It's not about being pretty or being famous. The central message is that by allowing your insecurities to consume you, you hamper your ability to thrive. And do you know what? That's a pretty wholesome concept for everyone, especially kids. Goodbye.